Alia, the show that brings to you the flavors of Morocco. Next week is my birthday, so I have decided to treat myself for an early birthday cake by making the Black Forest cake. This cake is absolutely delicious. It is made with layers of chocolate cake, whipped cream and cherries, and the whole thing is covered with chocolate shavings. What not to like about this cake? The recipe is originally from Germany. However, almost every bakery in Morocco has it in its display case. This video is a step-by-step video to show you how to make it like a professional baker. You are going to love it. So let's start! 4 large eggs, 3/4 of a cup of flour, half a cup of sugar, 4 ounces of bittersweet chocolate, and I'm using 60% cocoa content, 2 tablespoons of cornstarch, 2 tablespoons of sugar that we're using separately from the half a cup of sugar, and a pinch of salt. 1 pint of heavy cream, 2 tablespoons of powdered sugar, and 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract. Make sure that the heavy cream and the container are very cold. 1 jar of red maraschino cherries. I separated the cherries from their juice. If you don't like cherries, you can replace them with other types of fruit like raspberries, and for the juice you can replace it with jam diluted in some water. We will need 1 to 2 bars of dark chocolate to create chocolate shavings using a vegetable peeler. The first step is to separate the egg whites from the egg yolks. When separating the egg whites from the egg yolks, make sure that there are no traces of egg yolks in the egg whites. Otherwise, it would be very difficult to beat them into a white firm mixture. Now we're going to beat the egg yolks with the half a cup of sugar until we get a whitish mixture. Melt the chocolate in a bain-marie where you have the chocolate container on top of boiling water. Once the chocolate is melted, we're going to add it to the egg yolk mixture. First, we're just going to add a little bit to temper the egg yolks so they're not cooked, and then we'll add the rest. Now we're going to beat the egg whites with the 2 tablespoons of sugar and a pinch of salt until we get a firm white mixture. As I mentioned before, make sure that there are no traces of egg yolks in the egg whites and make sure that your beater is clean and dry. Add a pinch of salt to the egg whites. Once the egg whites start to firm up, add the 2 tablespoons of sugar. Mix the cornstarch with the flour and sift them in a different container. The last step is to incorporate the egg white mixture and the flour and cornstarch into the egg yolk and chocolate mixture. So we're going to alternatively add some of the egg whites and some of the flour into the chocolate mixture. Now we're going to get your baking pan ready. I'm using a baking pan which is 13 by 9 inches. First, butter the pan. Now place a piece of parchment paper in the pan. Butter the parchment paper. Place the chocolate mixture in the pan. oven to 360 degrees Fahrenheit. To check if the genoise is cooked, gently push on the top of the genoise. It should feel firm. Move the genoise into a rack so it cools down. Now we're going to beat the heavy cream into whipped cream by mixing it with the powdered sugar and vanilla extract. Make sure that the heavy cream, the container, and the beater heads are cold by placing them in the fridge a few hours before making the whipped cream. The consistency of your whipped cream should be firm. Cover your heavy cream with a plastic wrap and put it in the fridge until you're ready to use it. Now we're going to make chocolate shavings by shaving a chocolate bar with a vegetable peeler. If the chocolate bar breaks, it's okay, just take the other edges. The next step is to cut the maraschino cherries into small pieces. Now that the cake is at room temperature, I'm going to use a glass to cut small circular pieces of cake, because I would like to make my Forêt-Noire on an individual sizes. We're going to use the circular pieces of cake to make the Forêt-Noire. But don't throw away the rest of the cake here, because I'm going to show you how to make a Forêt-Noire in a glass. Now we're going to assemble the Forêt-Noire. First we're going to wet the cake with the syrup, then add whipped cream and cherries, and we'll do that a couple of times, then cover the whole cake with the whipped cream and the chocolate shavings. Now I'm going to show you how to decorate the top of the Forêt-Noire. So we're going to pipe some whipped cream on top using a piping bag and a piping tip. The way you use a piping bag is first insert the piping tip inside the piping bag this way. So now you have the piping tip inside. Then you cut this here to be able to pipe. Like this. You return your piping bag this way, over your hand, and you fill it with some cream. Now you can use your thumb to push the cream down like this. We got enough, so you return the piping bag up like this. and you push down the cream. And you can try it to see if it works. See? It's fine. Place the Forêt-Noire in the fridge for 4 hours before serving so that it cools down and so that the cake absorbs the syrup. Bon appétit! As for the leftovers from the cake, this is how you can use them to make a Forêt-Noire in a cup. Just take some of the cake and crumble it. Then put some of the syrup in there. Add the whipped cream. The cherries. Then crumble more cake. Then add the syrup. And you can actually also decorate it with some chocolate shavings.